Good morning, friends. Welcome to After GMS on Friday, March 19th. What a week it has been. I'm Megan Malaris alongside Taran Kirksey. Wow, those storms yesterday afternoon brought some fright across the Triad as people took shelter as the tornado warnings affected a large part of our viewing area. We're asking you here in our first conversation to drop a comment and or a picture. Let us know where you are, the location. If you have any storm damage, we would like to see it. And again, we're so glad you are okay and joining us here. So Taran, before we get into all that, let's talk about the weather today. Still some remnants from the storm sticking around.
Yeah, the last little bit of this storm system moving out this morning, so still a lot of rainfall out there. We're not going to have any severe weather or anything like that, but I'll go ahead and pop radar up for you so you can see what's going on as far as that rain is concerned. And the rain is heavy in spots. It's going to continue to rain as we go through the next several hours, then we'll begin to dry out. Now, as we also approach, let's say 9-10 o'clock this morning, as the back edge of that precip begins to move on in, at that point, we could see maybe a little bit of a snow try to mix in with this. It's not going to be a problem, and most of us won't see that, but you see on our Futurecast model kind of changes that over mainly north and east of the Triad as you get a little bit closer to the Virginia border. Again, temperatures at the surface will be well above freezing, so that's not going to be a problem at all. As we go through the afternoon, maybe some sunshine, or we'll see our temperatures kind of dip down into the low 40s over the next couple of hours, and then they'll try to bounce back into the mid to upper 40s, maybe close to 50, depending on how much sunshine you see in your neighborhood this afternoon. The weekend looking okay. We're going to keep it dry and cool with highs in the 50s. And then we're back in the upper 60s to low 70s as we go through next week. And we will have another system that will approach us as we go from Wednesday into Thursday. Too soon for any details on that one right now, but we will keep you updated as necessary. That's a quick look at your forecast.
All right, a few of you already dropping your comments about your experience yesterday during those severe storms. So keep weighing in. We want to show you some of what we've already seen gathered and submitted to us here at WFMY News 2. Look at this picture first from a viewer in Randolph County and Liberty specifically. You can see what appears to be a funnel cloud or the beginning formation of one along McPherson Clay Road, again in Liberty. Then David shared video of the winds and rain really whipping up a stop sign in Lexington. Peter posted a picture of a wide view of the storm. Look at that eerie sky as it moved across Burlington. By the way, that is one of the areas where viewers reported seeing what appeared to be a tornado, and that is why the National Weather Service is heading there today to survey the damage. Viewer Marianne Tucker captured this on camera while she was driving last night. Wow, you can see what appears to be a funnel cloud touching down. That is wild video from Burlington. What did you see at your house? Let us know in the comment section below. Please include your neighborhood or city or county so we have an idea of where you are. By the way, before we begin sharing your comments, Catherine Taran said, great storm coverage yesterday. Our team was really phenomenal in this. We heard from Heather out in North High Point. She said that she was in the closet under the stairs, could hear the wind and rain the whole time yesterday. She's at the intersection of 74 and 311, that area, which I believe I remember hearing was that kind of peak area where the storm was moving through. Taran, I was watching the television before Tim Buckley and Christian Morgan said, take cover in your closet, wherever your safe space is. Go now, don't waste time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They were right on top of it. They were tracking this moment by moment down to the neighborhood. And we really try to continue to encourage folks when there's a warning for your area, you just need to go ahead and go to your safe spot. There's been research that has been done that it's human nature to want to get a second and sometimes third sources of confirmation. So a lot of people go outside, look at the window, look and see what's going on out there. Every second counts when it comes to tornadoes and things of that nature. So just go to that safe space and stay there, and we'll definitely let you know when it's all clear in your neighborhood. We're just glad that in spite of the damage, as far as we know, there weren't any injuries.
Yeah, it's so great to be able to report that there were no reported injuries yesterday. We heard from Anaru, who said yesterday was really scary for her in Witsit. The tornado definitely hit her apartment building. She thinks they have a lot of damage outside of the apartment building. Wow, so glad that you are okay. Thank you for sharing that with us. Scott Lynch shared that it was a crazy day for him. He left Madison yesterday at 3. It was about 52 degrees there. And then get this, he got to Asheboro an hour later. It was 73 degrees. He said that's when the so-called fun began for him. Turan, a good point Scott brought up about that temperature variation. I was talking to my husband whose family lives in Asheboro. There was a 23-degree difference at some point between where they were and where we were in Greensboro. And obviously, one of the ingredients for storms like these are those huge temperature variations.
Yeah, definitely. Storms feed on warm, muggy air, and we had that mainly along and south of I-40. The reason why you had the big temperature difference is you had a warm front that was draped across the area. So that warm front tried to make its way to the north, and it only was able to make it so far. And so that limited the coverage of the severe weather threat, essentially from the Triad to points to the east and then points to the south there. So, you know, that's kind of the way that things worked out. And so we're glad that it limited the coverage. But unfortunately, there still was enough muggy air. We have temperatures in the 70s. To fuel some of those storms that we had out there yesterday from the Triad to the east and the south.
Yeah, Joe said her roommate said they had something go by their house yesterday. They believe for sure they were in the bathroom with the dogs. She was at work in Siler City and said all it did there was rain. That's the point. You know, depending on where you live in the Triad, you either got a lot of this yesterday, some of the worst of it, or you got just a little bit of rain and a little bit of wind. Joanne said they did as they were told and went to the basement with daughter and puppy. And then Joe said she's going to look around this morning now that it's daylight and assess the damage. So something to note about that, when you encounter this damage, make sure you look for those down power lines. Always assume that they are live. Be very careful stepping into any kind of damaged buildings. And you want to take pictures before you move anything in case you need to file an insurance claim. It's all things to remember, Turan.
Yep, definitely. All those things are very, very good points. You know, be careful out there as you start the cleanup for sure.
All right, well, today in our headlines, let's go ahead and get to those. The National Weather Service will tour Triad storm damage and determine if a tornado is responsible. They will start surveying the damage in High Point this morning and then move into the Burlington area. Of course, we'll keep you updated on what they find. Drive-through appointments at the FEMA vaccine clinic will resume today. Remember, they paused yesterday due to the weather. If you had an appointment for an outdoor vaccine and did not attend the indoor clinic at your vaccine time, you can call and get it rescheduled. We have more information on how to do that on WFMYnews2.com. Today at noon, health leaders are opening a Spanish-speaking vaccine clinic at the Citygate Dream Center in Burlington. This clinic was designed to expand vaccine accessibility. The clinic is open at these days and times on your screen. Fridays from noon to 6, Saturdays 8 to 4, Sundays and Mondays from 9 to 2:45. You do need an appointment. You can book online or by phone through Cone Health. Greensboro leaders are bringing back the popular Open Streets initiative. Part of Elm Street will close to traffic this Saturday between 5 and 10 p.m. so restaurants can expand outdoor seating and stores can hold sidewalk sales. This is aimed at helping businesses still working to stay afloat with reduced capacity restrictions under COVID-19 precautions. And this is a topic that is near and dear to so many of us here on the Good Morning Show, due to the time at which we must set our alarms to get to work. Today, fittingly on Daylight Saving Time Week, is World Sleep Day. It comes the Friday after Daylight Saving Time as a way to catch up on sleep after the time change. So this morning we are asking here on our feed, do you take naps? Do you sleep only when it's time for bed? What's your sleep situation? Are you dragging a little bit from daylight saving? I heard or saw one viewer comment earlier saying her wake up is all messed up because of this time change. I feel like I'm dragging a little bit this week. My son hasn't slept the best this week. Daylight saving time, especially hard on kids. You know, there is always an adjustment period, but naps Terrain, Kirksey, they are harder and harder to come by these days. I try to sleep when my son naps in the afternoon, but there are all these other chores that have to get done too before he wakes up. So it's kind of like a balancing act. Can I afford to take a nap? Can I not? Am I going to regret this later? What about you, napper or not?
I nap as much as I can, but it's certainly not enough. It's just funny when we were kids, you don't want to take a nap, and we didn't realize how good we had it. We could have been napping all the time, but now you have to almost plan naps. My dogs are in here taking full advantage of National Nap Day, though. They are taking their first of maybe 15 or 20 naps of the day right now at shortly before 8 a.m.
I know this weather, rainy weather especially, makes it so hard to get up in the morning. So maybe some of you are watching our feed still in bed. Lucky you, if that is the case. Sometimes naps I find make me feel worse. When you're so tired, you take a nap and then you wake up and you feel so groggy. I almost think it's better to just go to bed a little bit earlier and get a restful night's sleep. Of course, easier said than done for most people, but we are getting some feedback here on our Facebook Live. Nadine says she naps if she can, usually doesn't have time. I get it. Carol says she and her dog will be taking a nice nap today. Amy said it's really rough working second shift, gets up at 6 in the morning, gets the kids to school, have to take naps most days. I don't blame you, Amy. And then we are hearing from Calvin, who said, yeah, take me a good nap all the time. Oh, well, on that note, let's take a look at our final forecast. It is raining today, but Turan looking decent this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have good napping weather for the next couple of hours, but then as we go through the afternoon, we'll dry out and we'll see lots of sunshine this weekend. So maybe save the naps for another time this weekend. Get out there and enjoy the weather. We'll be on the cool side the next few days. Let's go back to today first. I know you see the little snowflake image there or icon. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be a big deal. I do think that we'll see a few snowflakes mixed in, but it's probably going to be north and east of the Triad as you get a little bit closer to the Virginia border. Temperatures will stay well above freezing. That shouldn't be a problem. Temperatures today are going to kind of range wildly. We're going to see temperatures in the Triad probably dip down into the upper 30s to low 40s over the next couple of hours. And then we should see some sunshine that will allow our temperatures to rebound into the upper 40s for the Triad. Some other spots may stay socked in the clouds a little longer, so that'll keep your temperatures in the lower 40s through the afternoon. So I've just kind of averaged it out and say at 45 degrees. It will feel much colder as the bottom line because of the wind. We'll see wind gusts in excess of 30 to 35 miles per hour today. That's some of that wind energy with the system that brought us the storms yesterday. This is the backside of that wind energy bringing in the colder air. That's why it's going to be windy. As we go through the weekend, high pressure builds in, not too much happening there. Temperatures still on the cool side, and then it gets really warm again as we go through next week. That's a quick look at your 7-day forecast.
Yeah, so looking at those average highs and lows, it looks like next week is going to be pretty on par with our average, but those morning lows this weekend, we were thinking about taking a morning hike tomorrow, but if we do, gonna have to bundle up. It's at or below freezing.
Yeah, definitely want to bundle up if you're going to be outside the next couple of mornings. It will be quiet out there weather-wise, but you'll need to wrap up if you're going to be spending any time outside. But hey, at least it will be sunny. We'll take that. We'll take that after the storms for sure.
We sure will, and want to wish a happy birthday to Jo Horn. She said she's going out tonight, hopes that the rain will stop in time for celebrations.
Yeah, you'll be good to go.
All right. Thank you all so much. We appreciate your loyalty every day, making this a part of your morning to tune in with us on Facebook Live for After GMS. We will be here same time, same place on Monday. For now, we want to take a look back at some of our funnier moments from the week. This is the best of GMS. Have a wonderful weekend.
Don't forget to wear your green today. You don't want to get pinched, of course. This is, like I've said earlier, this is as close as I could find to green. my limited wardrobe as I get bigger and bigger. And Ed, of course, can't wear green. It's a special year for Barbie's other half, Ken. He's turning 60.
60 going on 16.
I mean, right?
He hasn't aged a bit.
Not at all. I mean, maybe it's that plastic look he has going. It's working for him.
But Ed Matthews, you are a Southerner through and through. I'm sure you are fixing to tell us a whole bunch of phrases.
Oh, boy.
Mama Shirley taught you.
I'm getting ready. I'm fixing to fix supper. I don't say prepare. I don't think I've ever said prepare. But in the South, we don't use, oh, I'm going to prepare supper. I'm fixing it. It's broken. And so I'm going to fix supper.
It's the way I say certain words that gives away the region I am from. I say mom instead of mom. Stacy's laughing at me. That's the one some of my coworkers have called out.